Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
What's up, YouTube? Let's talk about some Comicsgate on Midnight Madness, Episode 4. We got a lot to talk about, and they keep getting a free pass along with Little Caesar. Actually, we would be lucky if he was Little Caesar, because Little Caesar's delivers pie hot and ready, while the con artist Pro Secret just keeps taking all the pie of Comicsgate. I am Comicsgate! I started out hot for you today, hot and ready. Yeah! So, Uncle Ethan and a lot of Comicsgaters, Comic Pro e-beggars have been getting a lot of free ride here on YouTube. Even the quartering, Jeremy from the quartering hasn't covered this. I think he should, because the movement's gonna die with this BS if it keeps going like this. It can't take Comicsgate round 2, and now he's got he's touting on Twitter, Reinbow Brute, it is coming up soon. How about delivering fulfillment instead of holding it hostage? You're holding your first Indiegogos hostage for fulfillment because possibly, now I believe it, and I don't take this accusation lightly, but misuse of Indiegogo campaign funds. And that's across the board. Delays, e-begging, and misuse of funds, and delaying, holding fulfillment hostage until you get another one to go live. To pay for those crazy perks and fulfillment, pay for that shit that you keep shilling and promoting. I'm talking about Comicsgate. I'm going to give a message to my man Cecil. You need a place to stay. This mask life, you need to take it hard, Cecil. When a dog walker comes up, you give them hell. They won't call your sister. You got to take this mask life hard. Mask life for life. Cecil, you want to stay with me? Hit me up on Twitter. We'll talk, Cecil. Alright, so this is all over the place because that's what this series is. It's all over the place. I should be getting to bed, but this is madness. And I'm getting ready. I should be getting ready for work tomorrow. But I want to talk to you. I want some real talk with the gloves off, not shilling for anyone, even people you respect. Because, you know what? Con artists, especially the one with the secrets of it, are always charismatic. And they always talk a lot and don't. I think he will fulfill, but still, the business practices of Comicsgate are not for the Comicsgate consumer. Everything going on in Comicsgate right now benefits the pros. The pro e-beggars. And Ethan wants credit for that. I want nothing to do with that shit. Cam girling has existed long before you started doing it, Ethan. And actually, you've contributed a lot more to the downfall of Comicsgate than I showed my pro friends how to e-beg. You know, it's very different doing this at a con, but when it's every day of the year, it gets exhausting. Especially when fans, and he brushes aside any criticism that fans that keep launching more and more Indiegogos takes away funds from other projects. There are a lot of consumers out there that spend a lot of their entertainment funds on your projects. And then you drag it out long as hell, and then you want tipped for sitting on the internet and not working. That's what's delayed Comicsgate. Search your feelings, you know, to be true. Big Great big Star Wars fan, Human Sunbeam, search your feelings. You know it to be true. Let's give a little recap of Star Wars Celebration. About here, is this going to be in the book? The Fandom Menace book about Star Wars Celebration 2019? We're legit. Let's have a meetup. Is Ethan here? Where's Ethan at? Oh, he's finishing up Cyberfrog. It's going to be dope. Meanwhile, he's not there, and there's a trailer reaction released on his channel. Where's Ethan? He's putting the final touches on that Cyberfrog. He spends as little time as he can when he's not getting paid. And then when he is there, it's constant live streams. Give me 50 to tell Jeremy F you. F you, Jeremy! And there's no super chat for that. I do that for free. The reality of the Fandom Menace. Nothing that deserves to be... And I'm sorry, I got friends in the Fandom Menace, but it's a joke. I hope you enjoy Cyberfrog. And honestly, I'm going to buy it. But I've been waiting to buy mine until a variant cover comes out when someone else already got theirs. I want to see what they say first, and then I'm going to order it. And I'm glad I waited, because I would have been mad as hell too. So we would be lucky if he was Little Caesar, because Comicsgate, for it to get hot, it needs to be hot and ready. I still owe Chuck Graham, even though he doesn't... I haven't heard... Have you seen my subs? Have you seen Chuck Graham? Paul McCormick, he came back. Hey, thanks, Paul. I'm so happy you're still with me here, because he's planning to go... I'm still trying to convince Paul not to see The Rise of Skywalker in theaters. So that's my goal. Just one of many on this channel. And where's Brenda? Brenda the Avenger. I have lost subs. Have you seen Brenda the Avenger? And Chuck, I'm going to do it by next week. I'm going to think about hard how to fix Comicsgate. One thing for sure would be the Comicsgate pros coming together to find a solution to bring shipping costs down and to work together on fulfillment to bring costs down across the board, instead of just e-begging together and pushing crap and holding fulfillment hostage until you have another one live. And you know that's what's happening here. And stop hiding behind the shield of capitalism to exploit it. Capitalism is a great thing. But you know what's better than capitalism? Fandom. And you're not for comics first if you put it ahead of the fandom and the fans. And I'm sorry. I like you, but you're no Stan Lee. Because Stan Lee, he said, why do I bring this up? Because he said many times, I'm this generation's Stan Lee. Stan Lee brought people together. And what's one of the best sayings that came from Stan Lee? With great power comes great responsibility. And a lot of you comic skaters out there, including my man that I have a beef with, Angus, said one of his favorite moments was when EVS said, I am Comicsgate. And in my perspective, you come here for a different perspective. You come here, I believe, for me, not to play softball for anyone. Not to show for nothing, and not to be part of any group, to be true criticism. So here's my true criticism of that moment in Comicsgate. That's one that made me disgusted. Because there's a big difference between, I am Comicsgate, and started that gangster shit, but he really hasn't, and he tries to tell you every chance he gets. And what I think would have been much more powerful and less self-serving and egotistical and narcissistic is, I'm with Comicsgate. I'm with Comicsgate. Because Comicsgate shouldn't be one person. And he also likes to play it off. I never said I was the leader of Comicsgate. When you take over a movement and you have a live show called Comicsgate Live, You're putting it out there. And when you take advantage of it for funds, you take on the responsibility. So now you're considered a leader, a self-proclaimed leader, a human sunbeam. You need to do more for the movement instead of just teaching comic pros how to e-beg. That is not next level shit. That's not gangsta shit. That's bullshit. Because if Ethan's master plan is to push Indiegogos as hard as hell and then sit on it way past deadlines to be tipped, I don't want to deal with it. I'm going to get Comicsgate Comics when I see fulfillment across the board, and I'm going to get Cyberfrog on one of the many new Indiegogos he has, and I'm not ordering Reinbow Brute just to wait a freaking year. That's bullshit. That's a disaster plan, not a master plan. I still may do another video. I'm going to plan another video on what ideas for Comicsgate, but here's the simplest one. More comics, less talk. Less tipping for projects that should have been out already. Less Frankie Valli concerts and new houses and cars and new companies and misuse of Indiegogo funds. You know it's happening, even if you can't take a good look at your pal EVS. You know it's happening across the rest of Comicsgate. And let's get real. Some of those comics pushed were by some people in the industry that were not just out of the industry because they were anti-SJW. They have bad habits. There's a lot of Comicsgate creators that just have bad habits, and that's why they're not in the comics industry anymore. There's both, but be real. There's bad apples in every bunch, and I think we're getting a lot of that. And Comicsgate needs to shape up, shake out the bad apples, and deliver more comics and not have the consumer wait as much. Maybe don't launch an Indiegogo until you're halfway through the comic. That's another idea. I'll do... Smash the hell out of the like button and comment below if you want to see me cover part 2. And believe me, I know I'm going to get hell for this video, and that's why I do it on Midnight Madness. Hi, Ethan. Hi, Ethan. Oh, Jeremy. I'm coming back for you. You know what I've been doing lately? I think I'm going to keep doing it because it's fun. It's fun because... Listen, Jeremy is bad for fandom. He just is. The way he says everything else is irrelevant except geeks and gamers, those are the truest words he's ever spoken. And that's, I think, what we all know about him. And then the next words out of his mouth are, we have a lot of new merch coming. So that's what he cares about. Anti-SJW is a freaking joke right now. It's beating a woke dead horse. And that's why all these channels have hit the subwall. If you want to know about the subwall, let me know. It's because a movement's lost its gas. It's hit a wall, and people are getting tired of it. Because, look. Anti-SJW. They call us racist, misogynist. They call us this, they call us that. The same shtick. The same crap for over a year. People are getting sick of it. They're getting bored by it. They're moving on. We know. You know what? It wasn't important. It was important. But the stuff that you're getting now was produced years ago. The impact it's made, you're going to start to see in films Well, I don't know about... I think the film industry as a whole is dead because of Disney. Disney just owns it. But for shows, streaming and otherwise, you're going to start to see changes. Look at the Dave Chappelle show. Or not the Chappelle show, but the Netflix special. That was impacted by the anti-SJW movement and calling out all the crap. And you're starting to see it, but barking all day on YouTube, it's run its course. People get it now, okay? I'll more on that later. But tell me what you thought about my Comicsgate thoughts. And let me know. Just let me know what you think of the series. I'm putting myself out there on this series. And I plan on at least... I'm going to try to do one more episode of Midnight Madness tomorrow before I leave town. So, see you, Warriors! And join the madness!